Hello! We're back again on your favorite program, TS. And I'm talking to all the TALKSHOPians or TALKSHOPers. I don't know which name you want, but we're back. And as we say all the time on the show, this is where we tell the truth and let the chips fall where they may. And again, truth crashed to earth shall rise again. And the truth, they are rising all over. And as we say all the time, the promise that we have made, and I'm so glad I made the promise that all the JANDAM will be suffocated with the truth. And you know what I like about this? I've left it for the people. The people listen to the JANDAM, hey, Master, stop. This is JANDAM. You know, so the people are even stopping them. So there are many JANDAM people. I don't even waste my time to talk about that because the people actually stop them even before I can say jack. Anyway, the question is, what time is it? And the answer is nation time. Look, let me tell you, I've been saying all the time that Ghana shall rise again. And I'm fired up. Why? Because I feel it. I don't know about you, but people who are really looking are feeling it. I'm not saying it's you. I go by Amika Cabral's axiom. We say, tell no lies. It says, claim no easy victories and tell no lies. Claim no easy victories and tell no lies. Don't mask the truth. And that is, I think, one of the best advice that anybody ever gave to anyone. You know, so I'm not claiming any easy victory, but I'm saying that there are signs that show that this country is on the rise, and yes, Ghana will rise again. Let me tell you something. I think it was Kwame Nkrumah who said some point. He said, sometimes when you're appreciating something, don't only appreciate the things for the heights they have accomplished. With you, don't appreciate things for the heights they have accomplished, but you do well and you even appreciate them better if you know the depths from which they started. Nyasa Sampao, you have done a lot, so you're being praised. He said, okay, that's fine. But sometimes if you take your time and understand the depths from which they started, then you realize that they are actually even more worth the praise. Why am I talking plenty like this, man? I'm acknowledging that Mahama is on course. I'm acknowledging that. We see it. But it's not just the fact that Mahama and then he came, they've been in power. Now we are seeing signs that the city is appreciating. We are seeing signs that inflation has slowed down, is dropping. In some cases, there's deflation. We are seeing all of that too. But I'm saying that as solid as that is, as amazing as that is, that within 5 months, they have been able to do what some other people spent over 8 years, and we're still grappling with it. So you appreciate it better when you not only look at 5 months, but where did they start? Folks, let's not kid around. Where they started is the story here. You know, they inherited a country where all the bonds had been declared as junk bonds. Junk bonds, for those of you who know bonds and investments and everything, it means that the bonds are high yield, just a very, very risky. If any serious investor wants to come, they are saying, no, bonds, they are junk. You know, they are high yield, so being called. You know, that is one of the legacies they inherited. They inherited a truly bankrupt country. They inherited a country which was doing so bad fiscally that even external debts were not being paid. That is what they inherited. So folks, if you understand the depths of which they started and can appreciate that within 5 months, things were visibly changing in terms of the CD appreciating in terms of the exchange rate, in terms of inflation, in terms of everything, if you can appreciate the depths on which they started, then it shows that you can even appreciate them more. And that's what I want to talk about today. Folks, this is what we have to understand though. The level of accomplishment is appreciated better when you realize the depths from which it began. And the sad thing is this, when you're building a nation, please don't make any mistake about it. There are always two forces when it comes to building a nation, especially all over the world, especially in Africa. Always two forces. There's one force that is intent on building the nation, and there's another force that is intent on building a party. Now, those who are consumed with, party, I just want to build this party, sometimes lose a big picture that the party is only relevant to the nation that they are governing is showing signs of progress. And a party can be proud in. So I am saying this, that when you inherit a government and you are thinking about how to build a nation, that's where you start doing things that are in favor of nation building. That is when you start manipulating your fiscal policy. That's when you introduce discipline. That's when you introduce all these things that will actually send correct signals to the market. And I've been telling you about this, that the reason why the CD is appreciating all the economic changes we're seeing is that the market is receiving good signals from the government. So when I say that when you inherit a legacy that is so low, characterized by bankruptcy, to a certain legacy that is showing positive signs to the market, it is great. Weren't we downgraded and our status actually junk board? Lately, I hear Fitch, the international rating agency, has moved us from junk board. They say we are now B-. Me, I don't even worry too much about these junk ratings and everything. All I worry about is the focus we keep as a nation. Please, let me on this point just throw a quick advice to the finance minister, to the governor of the Bank of Ghana, and everybody who is helping to keep the fiscal policy right. Please understand this. What you did with your own thinking, you did with your own planning, you did with your own calculation, and that is the results we are feeling and seeing.
On macroeconomic recovery and fiscal governance, Ghana's economic outlook is rebounding steadily. Our administration remains committed to restoring macroeconomic stability through prudent fiscal management, enhanced domestic revenue mobilization, and expenditure rationalization. Working in partnership with the Bank of Ghana, we're stabilizing inflation, stabilizing the CD, and pursuing debt restructuring strategies to restore confidence and rebuild the fiscal space for development. These efforts are yielding fruits, and only yesterday the Fitch Rating Agency upgraded Ghana's credit outlook to B-, stable outlook.
It is not Fitch that did it all. Fitch is only reporting what we have done. All I'm saying is that don't claim it as an easy victory. Fitch crisis is. I don't care about Fitch. You are the Minister of Finance, you are the governor, who have a team that is backing you. Please, I beg, keep the focus and keep building. Go in the right direction. And don't be consumed by what Fitch is saying. Whether Fitch says this or not, the important thing is that you are focused and you are heading in the right direction, and the things will keep improving and improving and improving. And all I'm saying is that, Mr. Atufosin, Honorable, the joy that Ghana should be celebrating is not the fact that Fitch has even endorsed us or Fitch has upgraded us. No, that is not the joy. The joy is this, that you inherited junk and you have actually built on it. That is the joy. And that joy is completely based on your efforts. Let's keep that, folks. That's why I started by saying, when you talk about the nation will rise again, I see the signs. And at that point that I said that, don't worry, there will always be other forces. It's part of nation building. There are other forces who are very, very, very interested in, let's build our party. Let us get power for our party. But when that happens, they lose focus on the national. You know, there was one thing that I used to say. I said that every politician in opposition knows the right thing. It's not that I used to say that Obiaka. They say once a politician is in opposition, all of a sudden they know the right things. But when they get to government, they do something different. We all say that. That's why at the end of the day, people say that all the parties are the same. When they're in the position, they know the right thing to say. But when they get into government, then the game changes. So for me, my analysis is, what did you say when you're in opposition? And what are you doing now that you're in government? I remember when NDC was in opposition, and Mahama was talking at some time that we had serious economic crisis. And Mahama was giving advice on what we should do as a nation. In order, two things he talked about. Two things: how we can create national unity, and secondly, how we can really reinvigorate the economy. Listen to this.
Do not lose hope. Instead, I urge you to hope and work hard for a better Ghana and a better future under a new administration in 2025. I'm talking about a future where your name, your ethnicity, your tribe, your circumstances of birth will not determine how you are treated in your own country by your own government. Such broad consultation must lead to a post-COVID economic recovery plan, a program that will focus our energies on building an economy whose fruits of growth will benefit all Ghanaians and give everybody a fair chance at success.
And folks, let me tell you, you heard him. I remember saying this when he was saying that. I said, hey, that's politics. So once you're in opposition, you say the right things. That's what I said. All the talk he was talking about, the national unity, getting people together for the dialogue. I said, no, well, he's in opposition. He's a minority. What else do we expect? But let me tell you, if I say I see signs, it's because this is what he said in opposition. But folks, when he actually took power, there are things that he has done for me to understand that he was not just saying these things because he was in the opposition. He was saying these things because he really, really cared about this nation. And there's nothing anyone can do about that. He was saying these things because he really cared about Ghana. And that's why he said that. Now, going to ask me who cares him now, I said, no, yeah, politics. What proved that he cares? Two things, bro. I'll give you two things. The first one is very, very, not so long ago. Not so long ago. Remember the Minister of Communications announced the closure of certain radio stations. And he was saying it was all because of the regulatory framework. And that's why he said he closed them, because they had breached the framework.
Group 1, 28 FM radio stations who are currently operating with expired authorizations. These actions constitute a violation of Section 2.4 of the Electronic Communications Act 2008. Group 2, 14 FM stations which were issued notices of revocation for failure to establish operations within the required 2-year period following the grant of their authorizations, and have continued to broadcast in violation of Regulation 54 of the Electronic Communications Regulation LI 1991. Group 3, 13 FM stations which applied for authorization to continue operating and have been issued provisional authorization but have not settled the provisional authorization fees in full. Mr. Speaker, without payment of these fees, their authorizations are invalid and their broadcast is a violation of Section 2.4 of Act 775.
So the point I want to say is that he was actually legally justifying, say they have breached regulation, and that's why they were closed. And politically, because the stations that people were hammering on was Asasi and Wuntumi, the angle was almost as if Mahama is back to retaliate, because under the MPP, stations that were pro-NDC were closed. You know, XYZ, Muntie, Radio Gold, all of them plus others were closed. And so the idea was that now that the NDC is back in power, let's do tit for tat, for which even a member of parliament was saying that, look, this tit for tat does not work. If you are interested in building democracy, we have to walk the talk. Listen to him.
Mr. Speaker, if we say we want to perfect our democracy, then we must be seen to be walking that talk towards perfecting our democracy. This business of it happened yesterday, so we must continue this vicious cycle. Mr. Speaker, it won't help any of us.
So folks, Mahama heard about this. Immediately, he issued a statement and said, no, please. Yes, they have breached the regulation, but yes, give them time. At least give them 30 days to resolve whatever needs to be resolved. Give them 30 days to resolve it. So please, this decision to close down stations, please reverse it. I am not in agreement. Folks, all I'm saying is that that was the mark of somebody who is interested in building a nation, in creating national unity, and walking the talk. He was walking the talk. By reversing what his own minister said, he was walking the talk. And that deserves Ghanaians to say, finally, somebody's thinking about the nation, because this nation, this tit for tat, it doesn't serve the nation well. So as much as you can use regulations and the law to justify what you're doing, you have to think beyond the regulation and the law and think about the nation and say that, yes, this is the law, yes, this is the regulation, but let's reverse it to give them some time. Folks, wasn't that a sign that this means that some change is happening? Wasn't that a sign? And that's what makes me happy, that, yeah, you know, if this man is talking about resetting the nation, he means it.
To the millions of my fellow countrymen and women who joined long queues and waited in the sun for their turn to vote for me, you have my sincerest thanks for honoring me. My firm, immutable assurance is that your votes will matter in the work that I'll do to make a difference in the destiny of this dear nation of ours. We shall reset our dear nation, Ghana.
And he means it by actually walking the talk. Isn't it interesting that even though he walked the talk, some people found it necessary to even criticize him for walking the talk?
All of us must be concerned. I have not seen in the law anywhere that if sanctions are taken, it is the responsibility of the president to give them pardon. I haven't seen that. But interesting, NCA issued a statement today, and in less than 3-4 hours, the president just comes in to give clemency. Mr. Speaker, don't you see something fishy inside there? Don't you suspect some fishy inside there? Mr. Speaker, there is some kind of fishy deals in it. Because it's not even one day, it's not even 48 hours. When did you report to the Mr. Speaker?
Listen to him. Listen to him. There must be something fishy. This was less than 48 hours, so there's something fishy for not allowed. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Charlie, this is what I say. You can be in the interest of your party all you want. Support your party, worship your party, but be intelligent enough to know that the nation comes before your party. And I think it surprised even you the MP. It surprised him. He said, no. We're expecting Mahama to go for tit for tat. Because that's the nature of politics. You do me, I do you. And that is what we're expecting. Mahama didn't do that. So all of a sudden, an intelligent MP would have come and said, well, I have to appreciate that Mahama didn't go this way. And I'm glad that, now it's not going to be tit for tat. Now Mahama is working. That is what the MP, I don't even know who your name is, but that's a comment you would have come up with. Rather than chinchina, it's not my party and I don't like the party and I'm always saying for my party, whatever you do, 1 year in a year. Do you know how ridiculous that makes you look in front of Ghanaians? Sometimes do people tell you, and I say, they are so suffocate, they'll be, that's what suffocants will do. What can say, who cry, whoever my fans. Maybe they were giving you fans, say, yeah, what can say? Please, it was immature talk. And I can swear that this MP was speaking and all he was thinking about was the party. Oh, he was not talking about the nation. Because Mahama had done something that the nation would benefit from, say, from now on, at least this tit for tat, I am ending it in my era. Because if he doesn't, he knows if anything should change and the other party comes up, they will say, you did this, so me too, I'll do some. And then maybe. The only time it stops is when one party or one leader is intelligent enough to go above the fray and say, yes, you did it to me. Yes, I have evidence that you did it to me. And I have all the legal backing to do it to you, but guess what? Me. That's a change. So all I'm saying is this. For me, that singular moment, say, I have the chance to do tit for tat. I am backed by law, by me. Why? Because there's a bigger thing to think about. In spite of all, some of you there, especially the MP, you personalize it because of Wontumi. Let me say this, in spite of everything Wontumi has said, insults and everything, you were not expecting Mahama, say, considering the insults, that he would say, I'll reverse it. Wontumi license, give Wontumi his license back. It shocked you. When something shocks you like that, please just come and give praise where praise is due. In our language, say, which simply means that no matter how the hatred you have for the deer or whatever, you have to acknowledge that they can run fast. So you come and, in spite of your hatred for the man and the hatred for whatever, come and say, at least I respect the fact that the thing was reversed. Folks, and so when I say I see signs, I'm not claiming an easy victory, because all I'm saying is I see signs. I see the foundation. That's why I told Pat Shaw, don't claim any easy victory. Don't let the fact that the initial success and the praises from Fitch, whoever, and confuse you. Please stay your focus. Stay your focus. Keep it, And for me, the main sign for me was that Mahama was not just talking politics as an opposition member when he was calling for national unity. He said what we need in this country is national unity. And from the nation building, no. So what we need is national unity. And let's get a dialogue of all intelligent people to come together and fix the economic doom and disaster we are in. At that time, we would have assumed that he's in opposition. What else will he say? But he came into power and proved that he's still interested in national unity. And this act of reversing this is a sign that the man wants national unity. It's a sign that we are seeing late, because honestly, even when he was in power, he came across as somebody that was tolerant. Honestly, I remember good old moderator, Reverend Mate. And he spoke his mind. It's great. It's a democracy. Speak what you truly believe. And Mate believed that there was nobody who was very intelligent in the NDC. Mate believed that the NDC was messing up. So he was actually calling for intelligent people to get up and take power. You heard him? And Yasafwe Mohe. And Yasafwe Mohe. We just said direct truth to the NDC. Says the Momunim Yansa, Yempe and Yasafo, no me boomkana mano, and Yasafo Mohe. Now, this is what I'm saying. When he said that, after such a chook, so the NDC said, Anyansani being him, there was no intelligent person in it. What happened when Mahama met him? He embraced him, he hugged him, he embraced him, regardless of the chookings. Folks, I'm saying that this then should have told us that this leader is different. We have had leaders in this country who, when you come and publicly choke them like this, when they meet you publicly, they will make you aware that what you did, I didn't like. What did Mahama do? He embraced Mate and then carried on. So, folks, when I say that, the sign that he was willing and interested in change, I mean, showed up. The signs were there when he was in power. But we didn't even notice it, you know. But now we know that it's not just talk. He's walking the talk. So my only advice to Your Excellency is that walk the talk. Please keep the focus. And I'm begging you. I'm begging the Bank of Ghana governor. I'm begging the Minister for Finance. Don't let Fitch's praise. Good. I beg you. But don't keep in your mind that now we are begging because Fitch has praised that. No, let them stand aside. When you are doing all the work that was needed to do to elevate Ghana like this, you did it by yourself. So the simple thing I'm saying is that continue doing it by yourself. I'm not gonna make home. I mean, folks, the last time I did some show and I said, you don't have to quarrel with success. That was when some people were working so hard to prove that the improvements in the fiscal situation and everything was not due to any policy. It was just happy keke. They were working so hard.
Do you know why the cedi is stable? The cedi is stable not because Dr. Forson at the finance ministry is doing anything special. It's because government is not spending. It's because contractors are not being paid. It's because there's no liquid in the circulating in the economy.
It's temporal. It is not any economic gurus in this country that is causing the cedi to appreciate and the dollar to depreciate. It is the wealth market that they are not demanding the dollars as much as they used to. That is why there's no competition and supply of dollar is exceeding the demand. As simple as that. These are basic economics principles.
So you cannot ascribe what is happening to the currency to a policy that they have implemented. There's no such policy that has been implemented that has had that impact.
That is when I did the show and I said, please don't quarrel with success. You can't quarrel with success. It is evident that things are changing. The least thing, the best thing you can do, shut up. Things are changing, and because you're so partisan, you don't like the changes, so shut up. Don't talk. But if you're going to talk, then talk intelligently. Don't talk and say nothing is happening. So this upgrade that you've got, I hear that even the upgrade people want to claim credit that the upgrade was due to part of the legacy of the former part of the legacy of the former administration. That's why this whole thing, claiming it. Please, Patrol, if you have nothing to say, it's better you keep quiet. Because when you start talking, people like Uzubempa, an avowed person in the position and who is strongly now even still praying for the return of the MPP. Even him had to admit that he was shocked. Listen to what he said.
The Ghanaian people had the assurance, they had the confidence. Say, MPP, we have the men to manage the economy and manage the city. Mewa, not just a nipanua. Oh dear, ni muno obiba JK no. Oh, you too much. Yen him say and when it comes to say Ghana 42 million Akufuado the uncle Dakra economy no dey chese ya tete no say you Messi no. Ya bed dribble or muti say you know. What you say? But you go to a point of say na ye obiba JK. Ya the question but towards obiba JK go answer. No they are fading it. Now, if Ghana for hey, we were running away from the real issue of the economy and the city and the we were running away from it. Meboa, intermediate, the yemi one man now so die say NDC for power bit ma be manage dollar. What you say? All the Ghanaian people wanted to see the dwindling of the dollar against the city strength against the dollar. Businessman or cry free China no or the bad the all share say dollar no ni CD no TD ni jina na so and who odin against the dollar. A majority of the business people, that's what they were looking for. Yes, said you need to be by JK so say sabi ye be wuru say BB koso na dollar ni bet manage man so die da say NDC with this management of the economy and they and then we have to be honest. Say, me as an MPP person, me who says that situation happen based on your credentials in your mind when we're in opposition talking about competence in managing the economy and managing the city, you know. Now shed the air course we are me who am my ferry.
All I can say is to my young brother Uzubempa, I'm glad that you decided not to quarrel with success and just accept it. And now count look pain. You were surprised, you didn't expect that to happen. At least you have admitted it. And I have some respect for you than to hear somebody who says it is nothing at all happening.
Let it be said plainly to every Ghanaian. You were not given a reset. You were sold a recycled failure. The deeper you look, the more you find that this government does not aim to transform, but they are engaged and in a regression wrapped in rhetoric. You promised prosperity. What do we see today? Paralysis.
That is outrageous. You know, what's his name? Gabriel Jishrakon. I'm not saying say we're switching to come and say anything. But he had analyzed the thing. Say, if you analyze Mahama from where he started as assembly person, assemblyman, deputy minister, vice president, president, go into position for 8 years and then come back to be president, you can tell that the man has gathered some experience.
I think in the current president is probably the most prepared president that we've had. In a sense, from assemblyman all the way to where he is now, vice president, being president, you've gone to opposition, you've seen 8 years about who your real friends are, you've seen the things that you did wrong, you see the opportunities that you missed, you know, the things that you can do better, and you've been given another opportunity.
Even Gabriel Chirako face the truth and say that. You can tell that he has gathered some experience. Why do you quarrel with success? And all I'm saying is this, that the experience he has gathered shows me, or what he has learned from the experience among other things, is that he has identified nation building as the only way to go. He has identified national unity and building this nation as key objectives.
Ghana's development will not be determined by our divisions, but by our unity. I therefore urge all Ghanaians, especially our religious leaders, our community elders, and our youth, to keep fostering peace and understanding amongst us. Let us reject division, let us reject hatred, and let us reject intolerance. The Ghana we desire can only be built through collaboration and mutual respect. Solemn commitment to enhance the lives of every Ghanaian, irrespective of their background or their faith. We will focus on education, healthcare, job creation, and infrastructure development, ensuring that everyone shares the benefits of our nation's progress.
And for that, I say every intelligent Ghanaian should support. Come on, man. If obviously he's going in a direction that is having a good impact on all of us, what stops us from saying, okay, whatever we need to do to support you, we will do it? Because folks, the people, we have a big role to play in this war. And the role we will play in this is to understand what sacrifices that we may need to make, whatever we need to do to grow this country. Because when this country grows, it doesn't grow for any party. It grows for the people of Ghana. Who can tell me that the fuel prices that have dropped are being enjoyed only by those who voted for Mahama? That is crap. So that the benefit is from all of us. And as for me, I mean, I don't have any, I won't hide it because I'm on record saying, say, if the extra CD on the fuel can really help Ghana do a permanent closure on Dubuso Wahala, I support it. I've said that, I'm on record of having said that. Back it with transparency and accountability, and let us know that this is how much we are collecting and this is how much we have, this is what we have used it for. That's all I said. If you can do that, me, I'm okay. But that's me. But even though he believes that eventually this doomsday thing can be fixed or whatever,
our energy sector carries a debt burden of over $3.1 billion, with an estimated $1.8 billion more required to finance fuel procurements for uninterrupted thermal power generation in the coming months. If left unaddressed, this situation significantly threatens national productivity and industrial growth. While we have devised a strategy to liquidate this debt and staunch the bleeding in the power sector, we must take advantage of recent gains created by appreciation in the value of our currency to accelerate the solution to our energy sector challenges. In line with the dialogue's recommendation to boldly tackle the crisis in the energy sector, Parliament yesterday approved an amendment to the Energy Sector Levies Act and a certificate of urgency, introducing a 1 CD, Ghana CD, increase in the energy sector recovery levy. This decision, though difficult, is necessary and justifiable. The additional revenue projected is 5.7 billion cedis annually. This revenue will be strictly ring-fenced to pay down legacy energy debt, finance ongoing fuel purchase, and avert the risk of recurring power shortages.
And Ghanaians were up in arms. GPRTU, everybody was like, big. You say, okay, folks. GRA for say, okay, let's hold off. Let's continue consultation. When the time comes, Is there another listening, President? And no cry, no people were insulting me. It is a gimmick or whatever. So it's like, I am damned if I do it, and I'm damned if I don't. No. It has gotten to a point where we all have to understand, say, if we want the Ghana we want to build, that's what I said some time ago. In everything, tell yourself, what is it that you want most? That's the first thing. And after you've told yourself, this is what I want most, then you ask yourself, what am I willing to sacrifice to get it? So you know what you want, you know what you're willing to sacrifice. For boom, you get it. So I'm saying to all Ghanaians, if we have seen visible signs that this man is actually interested in the whole concept of national unity, if this man is interested in building the nation. And we have seen it. So let us make the sacrifice, whatever it takes that we're going to do to make it succeed. Let it succeed. Sacrifice Ghana for. We need that sacrifice, whatever it takes. So people, that's what I'm talking about today. We say, Ghana shall rise again. No, the signs are there that Ghana, not shall rise, Ghana is rising again before our very eyes. So whatever we need to sacrifice to back it, But this whole thing about it has to rise, if it has to rise, it has to be risen in a way that I want it, otherwise it's not rising, and I will quarrel with success. It's petty, it's immature, and it has no place in the national development of this country. And folks, when the changes are visible, it translates into how the economy works. When you see an airline like Passionair say, I've reduced my rate by 10%, it's because they feel that work is being done. They feel that certain sacrifices are being made and it is having an impact on prices. So they say, okay, we will reduce us by 10%. And other areas. So all I'm calling on all Ghanaians is to realize this, that Yahoo signs no, but please let's not claim any easy victory. Let us not tell any lies. Let us keep the focus and let us build so that at the end of the day, we are all going to do whatever we have to do to contribute to the success of the growth of this nation. And of course, I have to give Mahama a big up for, as a leader, showing that he's ready to walk the talk. Folks, before I end, there's something very, very interesting. There's now in the MPP, the struggle for power. I did a whole thing on it. I called it for analytics, and I talked about the struggle for power that I see coming between Ken and Bawumia long ago. The link is right there. After this, click on that and see what I said then, and why you should take me serious when I say today that the signs of Ghana rising are all over. Because they cancel. So let us all of us know that we have to back and make sure that Ghana will rise again.